You're watching W.Media Deep Dive, our exclusive video podcast series where we take a closer look at the cloud and data center industry, as well as the connectivity ecosystem across South Asia and the Middle East. In the run up to Dubai CDC 2025, we are bringing you today a very special episode. We are today joined by Jan Neuenfeld from Turner and Townsend, an avid industry watcher who has been watching the growth of the data center industry across the Middle East. Welcome to W Media Deep Dive, Jan.
Yeah, hello Deborah. Yeah, thank you for the nice introduction.
Before we begin, can you tell us a bit about your professional journey and also a little bit about your organization?
Yeah, I'm Jan Neuenfeld. I'm in the Middle East since 2007. At this time, I come down with Siemens Energy and I built several power plants across Syria, Egypt, Iraq, Iran, Oman, and Kuwait. So I have a strong power plant background. And then COVID flushed me back to Europe, where I was working for Google for 4 years as sub-regional manager for Germany, Austria, and Netherlands, and was there building their hyperscale program or developing in this region.
So you know the Middle East like the back of your hand, and you also have a lot of European experience. That must come in handy, right?
Yeah, and I have a Syrian wife, and the Middle East is my home. So we was really after the 4 years, Europe and COVID was gone. Happy to come back here in the region, and we enjoy the lifestyle and the weather against the German weather, where you have some other
I
topics.
see, I see. Could you also tell us a bit about your organization?
Yeah, I joined Turner and Townsend last year. We are a global project management consultancy. We joined, CBRE took over the majority of Turner and Townsend. We are 22,000 project managers over 61 countries. We have 245 offices across the globe. So, and here in the Middle East, we are approximately 1,000 consultants supporting the region. And our sector is massively growing. We are working for several major key players in the region and supporting the implementation of new data centers across the region.
Excellent. Let's now take a deep dive into our questions today. Jan, why don't you tell us what makes Middle East such an attractive data center market?
I think when you look to the global scale and take this time application running for AI applications and you put it in the US and put around a 7,000 kilometer radius, it goes to Portugal. When you do exactly the same here in the Middle East, you have Europe, you have Africa, you have India, and you have part of Southeast Asia. So you really have a massive amount of living areas where the people are living in your real-time application. So you can run services from Europe, you can run services from the Far East, you can run services from India and Africa, where at the moment many people are hesitant to go there because of instabilities. So you can serve from here really good the African market. This is I see as a major advantages. And then the governments here want AI data center or data centers in general. When you look to Europe, the Netherlands or Germany, there are several regions where they say, we don't want any new data centers anymore. So here they have power, they have land, they are willing to support. They have only to build up the talent in the region. This is a bit lacking, and they bring a lot of foreign experts here, say me, to run and support the businesses.
Interesting. Jan, at the beginning of your first answer, you briefly mentioned the AI boom. Now, the advent of AI, the whole world is struggling to, cope with it, and especially the digital infrastructure industry. As an industry watcher here in the Middle East, what do you see the data center owners and operators doing to cope with the AI boom, to build their digital infrastructure, to update it, to upgrade it? What have you observed?
Yeah, when you look here in the regions over the last 24 months, a lot of new companies were founded. When you look to Saudi Arabia, there's Humain now. This is a massive startup. They want to build several gigawatt in-country data center capacity and outside of the country. So Saudi Arabia is massively supporting the AI boom. When we go to UAE, Abu Dhabi, they are the big players. We have there in Abu Dhabi the Stargate project, what is kicking off with 1 gigawatt IT capacity. Then all the smaller or the big players with the smaller data centers like Casna or Damak Digital are building across the region. Several data centers and several hundred megawatts are ongoing.
Several hundred megawatts and also billion-dollar investments pouring in like pretty much every month, right?
Yeah, exactly. And every month you hear a new announcement. So no, then they build here gigawatt data center, here gigawatt campus, even when not all are coming live, but some will manage it at the end, and then there will be gigawatt campuses here in the region.
With all of these developments and all of these ambitious plans being announced, you as an industry watcher, someone who has so much experience in the Middle East, is there something that is giving you a small amount of anxiety? Will we have some kind of stumbling blocks, in the road to achieving these big dreams?
Yeah, sure. It's exciting to be part of this journey. No? There's a lot of development. There is, I think, there will be a lot of search and research starting here in the region. When you have Humain, they have the first AI, Arabic trained AI model now live. So I think this is a big step in the right direction here for the region to make it more important and bring the things forward.
But is something giving you even a small amount of anxiety? Some worries, some concerns, because I mean, we are having global supply chain disruptions, there's geopolitics as well. So, is there something that is bothering you, some gaps we need to close?
Yeah, the problem, the biggest risk for the region is, I think, the US embargo with this export rules, what they implement at the beginning of the year. It's only allowed to export 15,000 AI chips per country per year. So this puts the Middle East under a big risk because when Trump or the next US president decided, hey, you will not get our good chips anymore from NVIDIA or Google or whoever, Grok, the big producers, then the whole Middle East will dry out, and they should look that they don't go only to the US direction, and that they focus also on China and the Far East and maybe look there for alternatives. No? I come from the power plant sector. There was all time three big players, and every country looks that you have from all three big players some power plants in the region. That when someone say I stop working for you or has some problems, that you have still your supply secured, and you should do it really also for the data centers.
Continue.
Other big challenge here in the region is political instability. When you see with Israel and Yemen and Syria and Iran, so this is the other big risks here in the region. What I see. Now, yesterday they bombed Qatar, Israel bombed Qatar, so without any pre-warning, and this is, I think, also a big major risk what the hyperscalers will think if they come down and make these big investments. Now, maybe tomorrow someone decided, hey, I bomb your data centers and everything is gone. So they lost billions overnight.
You're scaring me now, Jan. Okay. On to sustainability. Let's talk about sustainability for a bit because I believe there are some challenges on that front as well. All of these big hyperscale data centers, gigawatt scale data centers. What do you foresee? What kind of challenges do you foresee unfolding on that front?
Yeah, on the sustainability, yeah, we have the PUE and the VOE, the power usage efficiency and the water usage efficiency. And both are not really easy to manage in this region. When we go to POE, we have the high ambient temperatures, we have here the sunstorm, the desert conditions. So it's one of the toughest environmental conditions in the world where we want to build data centers. When you look to North Europe, where you have a design POE of 115 and a real POE over the year of 1.07, 1.1 somewhere. And when we go here in the region, where you have a design POE of 1.6 up to 1.65. So you need a lot of energy more. And this is the thing what we really have to tackle. And for me, we have to look in the data center space, in the white space. If we can increase the temperatures, it would be amazing when you put the people in something like a diving suite, that you can increase the data center temperature, the room temperature up to 40 degrees, that you can go back to ambient cooling even when you use liquid cooling for the ships, but that you bring up the room temperatures and the liquid up to the ambient temperature, that you can use standard passive cooling, that we get rid of these big disadvantages here in the region when we can increase the ship temperature. Yeah, and the other challenge is water. No? When you go away and say, I want to reduce my PUE, then you need water, and water you have to produce here from desoiled. So this is then everyone in Europe start, hey, why data center using drinkable water for their cooling systems?
True.
Then we are back in the sustainability corner. But on the other hand, there are also some really big movements in the right direction. Last week, the MIT introduced a new concrete, what is 3 degrees below ambient temperature. So this will be here a big advantage for data centers. So you don't have,
Oh.
when you get rid of all the radiation from the sun, and then you have, you can keep it minimum your building already at the ambient temperature. So this will reduce also cooling requirements.
And I think the Middle East is also investing heavily in renewable energy plants, solar power farms, wind farms, etc. Those are also being developed across the Middle East, right? So perhaps there is light at the end of the tunnel, so to speak.
Yes, they are big projects. When we look in Saudi Arabia, they want to be one of the biggest hydrogen producer in the world. In Anwar, they produce hydrogen factories together with solar plants in gigawatts. Here in the region, every year there are gigawatts of solar coming online. I think Saudi Arabia had over the last years 21 gigawatt of solar energy what they brought to the networks. So yes, but with solar you have the challenge during day, you have cheap, good energy, sustainability, but what you are do during the night. So and to build this 1 gigawatt scale size battery storage, I think it's not the right way from
I see. So there are
sustainability.
storage challenges.
Yeah.
Yeah. Perfect. That brings us to the end of the podcast. Before you go, can you tell us, you'll be joining us at Dubai CDC tomorrow. And
Yes.
I was wondering what attracted you to join Dubai CDC and what are your expectations from participating in the event?
Yeah. Dubai CTC is one of the main events here in the region. We will meet all the regional leaders when you are in the data center world. It's a small world. It's good to connect again with developers, with designers like red and black and white, with the colleagues, my own colleagues from the region will be there. So we will be a team of around 6 people from Turner and Townsend who will attend.
Wonderful. We look forward to welcoming you tomorrow. Thank you so much for joining us. And our dear viewers, let me reiterate over 1,500 delegates from across the cloud and data center industry, as well as the connectivity ecosystem, will be coming to Dubai CDC and Interconnect World tomorrow. Remember, it's not just Dubai CDC, it's a double whammy this time. Our very first Interconnect World is also being held. Moreover, we have my show center stage in the expo hall, so do come join us there as well. Our technology experts will be making presentations, and we'll be having a lot of informal fireside chats there as well. Finally, the icing on the cake, we have the Middle East Awards. W.Media Middle East Awards will also take place tomorrow. So do join us. As I said, over 1,500 delegates are coming. This is an excellent networking opportunity. So I hope to see all of you tomorrow at Dubai CDC. Thank you so much, Jan, for joining us today. It was a pleasure talking to you. Thank you, our viewers. And we'll come back to you with our regular programming of W Media Deep Dive next time. Thank you so much for joining us. Goodbye.